Now, what a final we have in prospect in the men's javelin. The big boys are out in form and in force tonight. Only Kershawn Walcott is missing, the Olympic champion from Trinidad, failing to come through qualification. Zelezny still the world record holder, but Julius Llego is the furthest thrower in the world this year, but there's a massive stellar cast list here. Vesely is the defending champion. Llego, there he is, the Kenyan, hoping to get on the podium for the first time. And Pitka Marquis has been in sensational form this year. 5 throws over 87 metres from the Finn. Won the world title in fairly tricky conditions in Osaka in 2007. So the big boys are lining up for their individual introduction here to the crowd. Really good crowd in this evening. It's not full, but it's pretty packed. So, the defending champion, he's been so consistent this year, Vítězslav Veselý. 6th furthest throw in the world this year, consistently over 87 metres. Number of very talented Germans in this field, including Andreas Hoffmann, 9th in the European Championships last year, personal best of 86.14 to qualify. And here's the charismatic Kenyan. He's always got a smile on his face. The Commonwealth champion, the African champion. Heartache in Moscow. He was beaten out of bronze in the very last round. Can he get on the podium at the World Championship this time round? Then the accountant from Sweden, Kim Am, 10th in Moscow 2 years ago, over 81 metres in qualification, twice a national champion. Second best thrower in history from Japan, Rohi Arahi, 84 metres in qualification. He's had back issues this year, but hopefully he'll be on good form tonight. Speaking of good form, 89.27, personal best this season for the European Under-23 bronze medalist, Thomas Roller. Pitka Marquis isn't the only classy Finn on show here tonight. Antti Ruskonen has thrown 88.98 this month. He's the European champion, he's the Olympic bronze medalist, and he's got a great chance of adding to his medal collection this evening. Risto Matas from Estonia, only 81.56 in qualification, but he was 8th in Moscow, and he's got the class to do better here. The third of the Germans, 4th in the European Under-23s earlier this year, just missing out on a medal, Johannes Vetter, hoping to go better here this evening. Then the pride of Finland's javelin throwing, silver in Moscow, gold way back in Osaka, and an Olympic bronze medalist in this stadium, Tero Pitka Marquis, so consistent. Can he produce the magic once again here tonight in the Bird's Nest Stadium? Then a very talented Egyptian. Great to see another African nation represented here. 7th in Moscow, Ihab El Said, world junior silver medalist back in 2008. Personal best of over 89 metres. And from Argentina, 4th in the Pan American Games last month up in Toronto. From Argentina, Brian Toledo, world junior silver medalist in 2012. A cracking lineup then for the men's javelin competition. 5 of the 6 best throwers in the world this year going toe-to-toe for the 3 medals. The scene is set for a great night of drama. Llego, they call him the YouTube man because that's where he learnt the basics of his technique. He's come an awfully long way since then, the Commonwealth champion, and how he'd love to secure his country's first global medal in this particular event. Pitka Marquis arguably starts this perhaps as at least joint favourite. He hasn't thrown as far as some of the other competitors as Thomas Roller, but I think Pitka Marquis is so consistent and so experienced at the major events, he's got a brilliant chance, the Finn. Ruskonen prowling around. That personal best, by the way, earlier this month from the European champion. There's some tension out there in the infield because every one of these 12 men realise this is an absolutely loaded final, and it's going to require a real hold of nerve as well as a show of strength for those who finish tonight on the podium.
Well, that's about to get underway. The pole vault already underway, in fact. 4:35, so early days for that.
Vesely, the defending champion, opens his account here. Always very useful for these big men to launch a massive early throw. Well, that's under 80 metres. A dramatic lunge to the ground, just shaking off his right hand there, maybe just stung a little bit with his crashing to the floor to make sure he wasn't over the white line.
Yeah, it's a bit similar to Pitka Marquis, really, when he throws. But one of the facts that we've got to take into consideration is no wind at all here in the Olympic Stadium. Some of the javelin throwers like to throw into a wind or with a wind behind them, but absolutely still here. So it's all to do with the arm and trajectory. No influences as far as the wind are concerned.
This is Hoffman. 86.14 in qualification. A great platform for his attempt at a first global medal. Massive roar from the huge man. Well, just like Vesely, it's dropping shy of the 80-metre line. It'll be fascinating to see which of these men launches a massive throw in the first round. It always settles their nerves and puts the opposition under huge pressure when they get a big one out in the first round. 79.38, there's a lot more to come from the German. Llego. The way he's gone about mastering his craft has won him a lot of support around the world. So, the Commonwealth champion, the African champion, the furthest throw in the world this year. The Kenyans have already had a fabulous 5.5 days. Is it about to get even better? No. Way, way down. He doesn't even want that measured. He's walked across the white line. Well, 2 more to come for this lovable character. Of course, they know instantly that it's not put together in the right way. The timing's off. As soon as the spear is released from the arm, they know whether it's a hit or a miss. Kim Am, 10th in Moscow. 84.61 is lifetime best. Yet to go over 83 metres this season. Huge amount of height on that, but it drops low. They look impressive when they soar through the air, but when they get so much height, it tends to fall out the sky like a stone.
Well, that's the thing. It stalls, and with no wind to support it, it drops hard, and we saw that there.
Incidentally, if you just heard an enormous roar, it was an early clearance for one of the Chinese athletes in the women's pole vault final. 77.38, little shrug of the shoulders there from Kim Am. Raihoe Arai. Now, a little addition to the pressure for the Japanese thrower. The Japanese Athletics Federation have decreed any of their athletes finishing in the top 8 here in the Bird's Nest will secure automatic qualification for their Olympic team next year. That's quite some prize. 84.66 in qualification. He's had some back issues this season, the man from Japan. Let's hope his adrenaline can see him through here this evening. As I said, top 8, and he'll be on the Olympic squad for next year. Massive roar. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Just over the 80-metre line. It's the best we've seen so far, but there's a long, long way to go in this competition.
He was very impressive in qualifying in what was only his second competition of the year. Got up to 84 metres and gradually improved throughout his 3 throws.
Still waiting for the monster, which surely must come from one of these competitors. 80-81. It's all been there or thereabouts so far. Now this guy's in cracking form. Can he launch a big effort in the opening round? Thomas Röhle, European under-23 bronze medalist 2 years ago, 4 times a national champion, and that's no mean feat from a nation with such a rich history and tradition when it comes to the throwing events. Röhle then in the first round. Oh, that looks big, that looks big. Oh yes, there's the massive first round throw, and it's come from the German. That was superb. We were waiting for a big one, and Röhle has delivered in style.
That's a great throw. Still early days though in the javelin. There's some very big men there waiting now to come out and respond to that sort of throw. 86-68, great throw from him in the first round.
Now we've seen a big one from Thomas Röhle. What can his compatriot Johannes Vetter do? Oh, that's a big roar, and it looks good again. Well, it's not quite as big as his compatriot, but it's well over 80 metres, and that's a solid start for the German. His lifetime best is 85-40, so that's a very, very good first round throw from Vetter. Röhle has laid down the marker with his first round effort, and that's another good performance there from his compatriot. What's that, around 84, high 83s? 83.79. That's a nice start for Johannes Vetter. Now, Pitka Marquis, one of the pre-event favourites, world champion in Osaka. Look at the acrobatics from him, that's familiar. He always does that. That's around about the same distance that Vetter has just achieved. So it's a solid start for Pitka Marquis, but nothing spectacular yet. May well be a few twists of drama in this competition. Remember, Llego had the bronze in his hand 2 years ago and had it snatched away in the last round. 83.45, Pitka Marquis will hope for more. El Said, he was 7th in that great final in Russia 2 years ago. World Junior silver medalist back in 2008. He's gone over 89 metres. He's an absolutely enormous man. That's a really good throw. Well, Röhle has the lead at the moment, courtesy of that 86-68, and that's a cracking effort from the Egyptian. It looks around about 86 metres or high 85s. Yes, grits the teeth. Those huge arms are aloft. 86.07, what a time to produce a season's best. Vesely, the defending champion, knows he needs a lot more than he produced in the first round. He can, on occasion, suffer from nerves. Oh, he's over the line. His hand just crept over. Now, he's got some problems here, Vesely. He's had 3 throws in the world's top 10 this year. If you remember the Olympics back in 2012, he threw a massive 88 in qualification, but then froze on the big occasion, finishing out of the medals, and he's left himself a lot to do in the 3rd round. Julius Llego, a no throw in the first round. The African champion could do with just settling his big day nerves here with a decent throw in the 2nd round. Won the Commonwealth title in fine style last year. Well, that's okay. What's that, around 83-ish? He's got a solid effort out there. But remember, this guy's joined the 90-metre club. earlier this year in Birmingham. Took a while for the officials to recognise the mark. Everyone had gone home by the time his mark was made correct. 82.42, that's okay, but he'll need more for a medal. RA of Japan. As Peter Matthews was saying, he hasn't had too many competitions this year. He's been beset by back issues. Oh, he likes that. The arms are in the air. Well, that's not too bad. 83s, 84s. Remember, if he finishes in the top 8, the Japanese will automatically select him by their own rules for the Olympic team next year. And that would be great for him to get that anxiety out the way before he heads into his winter training. Arms were in the air. That was better. 83.07, that was much better. Röhle in the lead, courtesy of that 86.68. He's in really good form this season, the 4-time national champion. Can he extend his advantage in the second round? Really fast on the delivery. Now, does he like it? Well, that's another great throw. He's putting together a wonderful series here. Very consistent. It may not be further than his first round effort, but he's putting together a very nice card here. Maybe high 85s, low 86s. Pitka Marquis watching on. 86.03. The German consolidates rather than builds on his lead. Yes, Pitka Marquis, the silver medalist from Moscow, the world champion from Osaka, lying out of the medal positions at the moment. He and Vesely, the two most consistent performers in the world this year, just yet to really click. Always goes for that dramatic dive to the line. That's a bit better. Just a few centimetres shy, or burst bang on, the 85-metre line. Still Thomas Röhle in control. He's had 2 throws over 86 metres. Pitka Marquis let out a big roar there. That's better, 85.03. He moves up into 3rd place in the second round. Ilham El Said, world junior silver medalist back in 2008. He's an absolutely enormous man. He liked his first round throw, which was pretty solid. Oh, that's absolutely enormous. The huge Egyptian has just soared his way into the lead. The coach likes it. That was massive.
He's a big man, isn't he? And if he gets it right, it's going to go far. That soared out to just, what is it, about, I think about 88 metres there.
Probably closer to maybe the low 89s. His lifetime best, 89.21. That's going to be there or thereabouts.
Well, this is certainly 88.99. Wow, this is certainly going to be some Egyptian track history. They've only once had a finalist in any World Championship event, a 6th in the discus. They're going to do better than that here.
Well, that's going to be very, very tough to beat. Now, Vesely, the defending champions, in a little bit of bother here. He needs to improve in order to have 3 further throws. Now, he froze in the Olympic final and ended up off the podium. What can the defending champion do here? He needs to show his class. This time he manages not to tumble over the line. Well, it's not spectacular, but it's better. Vesely will move up into the top 8, which is important, of course, because it means he'll have the opportunity for 3 more throws. Well, it's going to take something special to overtake El Said, the Egyptian, with that massive throw, just shy of his lifetime best. 83.13. Vesely will have 3 further throws, you suspect. Hoffman He could do with getting over 80 metres here. 9th in the European Championships. Remember, he qualified with 86.14. That would be good enough for a podium position at the moment. He lets out a gigantic roar. That's much better. Not as far as he threw in qualifying, but he'll move comfortably up into the top 8 as they rattle their way through the 3rd round here. He too, a big man, seriously pumped up. 84-85. It's a good competition for the Germans. Julius Llego needs a decent throw here. He's in 8th place, and he desperately wants a further 3 efforts. The Commonwealth champion, the African champion. He's under a little bit of pressure here. Big roar. Does he like it? Does he like it? That is absolutely huge. I cannot believe it. That is well over 90 metres. Now, we know he's capable of that kind of distance. He did that at Birmingham, where he produced a huge national record of 91.39. That is absolutely colossal.
Well, the championship record, the great Jan Železný, 92.80, and he's getting close.
Oh, this is special. This is very, very special. There's a tingle of excitement here. 92.72. It's a Commonwealth record, and I make that the 3rd biggest throw in history under the current javelin regulations.
Well, the 3rd athlete. Železný had a whole series of throws there, so you say the 3rd throw, but the 3rd athlete of all time now in the javelin is Llego.
Unbelievable. Röhle. Can anybody respond to what we've just seen from Llego? Well, it's another very, very good throw from Röhle, but it pales into insignificance compared to that 92-metre effort. He's put together the most consistent sequence, but surely there's no one who's going to out-throw Julius Llego. That was absolutely phenomenal.
Well, the Kenyans are having an absolutely unbelievable games here. They're winning medals all over the track, in the field, in the hurdles, in the distances.
Yet another 86-metre throw from Röhle. Ruskinen down in 9th, which means he needs something big here to guarantee himself a further 3 throws in the competition. Bearing in mind, he's thrown almost 89 metres this month. Needs to pull it out the bag here, the big Finn. That's better. That's much better. Thumbs up from the Finnish contender, the European champion. So just to remind you, Llego leads. We've got the Egyptian El Said in 2nd place, so we have a Kenyan leading the javelin, an Egyptian in 2nd place. Different parts of the world shining this evening, and that's much better from the Finn. He moves into 3rd with 87.12. So Pitka Marquis, he has seen the Kenyan lay down the gauntlet. What can the former world champion produce here? Well, round about the 85-metre line, but he'll need much more than that for a medal. Llego leads with that absolutely enormous 92-metre throw. The Egyptian is in 2nd place. El Said, 85.08. It's an improvement, but only by 5 centimetres, and that at the moment will not be enough for a medal. Vítězslav Veselý, one of the most consistent performers in the world this year, but he's going to have to produce something amazing if he's going to defend this title. Right up to the line, but not over it. And it's not happening tonight so far for the man who won in Rome and New York and was 2nd in Birmingham and Lausanne and Monaco. I'm not sure it's a case of nerves, as overtook him in London. It just hasn't quite clicked. Who would have thought Llego, 92 metres, with El Said of Egypt in second place. The Czech athlete is waving goodbye to his world title at the moment. Johannes Vetter. Good throw in the first round, 83.79, but he's in 7th place. He's been unable to build on that since. Llego leads, El Said in 2nd. Ruskinen is 3rd with 87.12. So this needs to be pretty special from Vetter here in the 4th round. It's a high effort and it drops early, and I'll be surprised if he even wants that measured, and he doesn't. Pitka Marquis out of the medals at the moment in 5th. Now, can the great champion improve? Oh, yes, he can. So it's around about halfway between 85 and 90. Looking to move up into the medals. Ruskinen, 87.12. Has he managed to get himself onto the podium? Yes, he has. He's pushed his compatriot out of the medals, 87.64. Pitka Marquis has a chance here. Ruller has been, without doubt, the most consistent thrower, but whereas 86 was good enough for first early on, it's now not enough to get him close to the top 3. Well, that was a good throw. He's having an absolutely cracking final, but has he done enough to put Pitka Marquis under pressure? The Finn now occupying the 3rd medal position. 87.64 is what's required to push Pitka Marquis out of the medals. It looked like it was an improvement. 87.18, he's in 4th.
Well, it's the best series, 4 over 86, but you don't win with series.
Pitka Marquis now, what can he do?
Pitka Marquis lying in 3rd place, courtesy of that 87.64. The lead, 92.72 from Julius Llego. The Finns in the crowd are on their feet. Are they about to witness something very special from the former champion? El Said is prowling around. He's in 2nd place on 88.99. This is the 5th round. Pitka Marquis hoping to once again challenge for top honours. Gold in Osaka, silver in Moscow. He's been in fabulous form this season, but the gauntlet has been laid down by the Kenyan and the Egyptian. This is a man with a great history and a country with a great history in this discipline. There won't be any improvement on that one from Pitka Marquis. One last chance for him. He's in a medal-winning position at the moment, but an awful lot has been changing here. And what a situation. An event dominated by Europeans for so many years, and we have a Kenyan winning and an Egyptian in 2nd place. Pitka Marquis still in 3rd. One chance left to improve. Thomas Röhler, he's put together a brilliant series. 87.18. He needs 87.64 if he's to wrestle the bronze medal away from Tero Pitka Marquis. This is the 5th round, so there'll be one further opportunity after this. He's had the best sequence of throws, but it's not the sequence that gets rewarded with a place on the podium. He's watching it anxiously. Another very, very good throw, but no improvement there. He stays in 4th place. European under-23 bronze medalist from 2 years ago, has put together a great card here in the Bird's Nest Stadium. But he still remains in 4th place. One chance left for him, just like there is for Pitka Marquis. Ruskinen, how he would dearly love to repeat his great performance from earlier this month, where he threw 2 centimetres shy of 89 metres. A repeat of that would get him on the podium here. No. And it's not quite clicking for the European powerhouse nations who've dominated this event for so long. Parvainen took the gold for Finland in 99. Kimmonen had the gold in 91, Pitka Marquis in 07. And at the moment, it's not destined to be another gold for Finland. Now, Ihab El Said, 86.07 in the first round, 88.99 in the second round. He's in the silver medal winning position and needs to beat 92.72 to upgrade to gold. An enormous man, an enormous talent. Could he pull off the unthinkable here? Not with that throw. He's not interested in having that measured. He knows it's very unlikely he'll be caught and pushed off the podium here. But he's got one final chance to unleash a beast from his locker and try and defeat Llego. The Kenyan surely can't be beaten with that enormous throw. He's the 3rd best thrower now in history on the current Javelin specifications.
Well, he passed up his previous throw, and he's going to think he's going to pass up this one as well. He doesn't seem to be moving to get his javelin, just going back to talk to his coach. So I think he thinks the medal's in the bag, and I don't blame him either.
Right. It's now or never as Llego just moves aside. Vitaslev Vesely has one last throw to try and regain this crown. He was magnificent in Moscow. He's been brilliant all season. But so far, he's been beaten by the better men tonight in the Bird's Nest. No, nowhere near. And the defending champion rips off his name from the front of his vest. It's not to be a gold, silver or a bronze today for the great man from the Czech Republic. 3 of the top 10 throws in the world this year coming into this competition, but 83 metres nowhere near good enough on this most dramatic of evenings.
Well, the javelin throw is having a bit of a problem now because the 400-metre hurdles for women are warming up on the track. So it's slightly causing a little bit of a problem for their run-up.
He's asking for the crowd's support. His best throw, 83.79 from the first round. Vetter. One final opportunity. It's very high. But as so often happens when they get huge amounts of height, it drops out of the sky under 80 metres. Polite applause and a bow for the crowd. Vetter in the top 8. Qualified with 80.86, so he's done himself some justice there. And one by one, the contenders are falling by the wayside. Pitka Marquis, silver 2 years ago. He's in the bronze medal position at the moment. Can he do anything here to get amongst silver or gold? It's another great throw, but you can see from that line, it's not enough to stop El Said picking up the silver medal. Pitka Marquis is on the podium again. It was gold in Osaka, silver in Moscow, and bronze here tonight in Beijing. He's been a brilliant ambassador for men's javelin, a very big star in the Finnish team, and he's underlined his competitive instincts again. He's on the podium once more. Thomas Röhler. trying to deny Pitka Marquis that bronze. Very, very close to the white line. That's a great throw. He's had by far and away the most consistent sequence. 86 metres in the first, second and third rounds, low 87s in the fourth, 84 metres in the fifth. But the big men have just, and only just, eluded him. Just shy of Pitka Marquis' mark there. Ihab El Said, 88.99. Surely he can't launch it beyond 90, can he? And put Llego under pressure. No, he can't. And Llego is doing the jig of delight. El Said is absolutely over the moon with this silver medal. No worries about the other four throws, they're almost irrelevant. He's a huge man, and he's delivered the performance of his life. Of that, there's no doubt. So the world junior silver medalist is the world senior silver medalist, and Julius Llego has the opportunity here to just round off the most memorable night of his life. The Egyptian picks up his national flag. The competition has really enthralled the crowd on that right-hand side of the arena. But Julius Llego has produced a Commonwealth record and become the third best thrower in history under the current javelin measurements. There you've got a glimpse of just how big El Said is. This is the guy they call the YouTube thrower, because that's where he learnt the basics of his technique. But since then, he has come and conquered all. 92 metres 72. The Kenyan is already the world champion. Can he finish with a flourish? Listen to the roar from the crowd. Oh, he's over the line. Hands on hips. It doesn't matter. It's huge, by the way. It's another throw over 90 metres, but totally irrelevant. He has amazingly become the champion of the world. Look at the Kenyans in the crowd. They've won the 3,000 steeplechase. We expected that. Rudisha won the 8. We kind of expected that. Vivian Chariot won the women's 10,000, and they had a slightly unlikely 400-metre hurdles gold, but they've got a fifth now with Julius Llego. Commonwealth record, best throw in the world this year, and he tonight has become a legend back home in Kenya.
Well, I say, what a marvellous performance from him. Totally unexpected, this javelin. And when he came through there and threw that massive throw in the first round, we thought that was it. But then Llego came back again with that 90-metre throw. And the actual stadium, even the Chinese, couldn't believe it as it soared out over that 90-metre mark.
Well, not only is it now taken to third on the all-time list, but it's the first ever field event medal by a Kenyan in World Championships, and it's gold to boot.
Well, I remember watching him. He was almost reduced to tears in Moscow when he was denied the bronze in the very last round. But whatever heartache he suffered in Russia, it's been sheer glory tonight in China. Absolutely amazing. A Kenyan has won the men's javelin in the World Championship.
Well, they do have spears on their flag.
That's right, they do. Well, there's another one there I think that they're going to be proud of in Kenya. Well, they're having a marvellous championships. Just looking at the medal placings now, that soars them to the front on the medal tally. They're ahead of the likes of Great Britain, Jamaica, United States, Germany. And they've still got some possible medals still to come, so absolutely fabulous for them.
And it's just brilliant for the event that you've got nations like Kenya and Egypt getting in amongst the mix and proving it's not all about the East Europeans. He's a wonderful character, and he's endeared himself to the sport and to this crowd tonight. As you said, Steve, they've really taken this event to their hearts, despite not having representation in this with Chinese athletes. It's been a brilliant night of entertainment over on that side of the stadium.
Yeah, the crowd loved it. It was great. I mean, it was a great entertainment, the javelin. They can actually see it, can't you? You can actually see the throws and where it lands. And the Japanese have been loving every single throw, getting excited all the way through. When Llego threw, as I said, that 90-metre throw, they literally erupted. They couldn't believe it.
And he proved that monstrous throw in Birmingham, which was 91-39, he's proved that was no fluke.
Well, his last round throw, when he was probably slightly deflated, when he already won the gold medal, his last throw was over 90 metres, even though he towed the line. So he's capable, obviously, of launching that javelin every time close to that 90-metre mark. Look at the difference in size between him and Pitka Marquis.
Well, whatever work he's done to fine-tune his technique since his YouTube exploits, he's done it well.
There'll be a few more javelin throws, I think, looking at YouTube a bit more closely now to see what's going on, I think.
The YouTube champion. It's got a nice ring to it from a sponsorship perspective. 5 gold medals now for the Kenyans. Extraordinary. Julius Llego is now the 3rd best thrower in history. The Commonwealth champion is the world champion. Silver for Egypt with El Said, and the 2007 winner, Pitka Marquis, has to settle for 3rd this time.